Hello and welcome. You're meeting me here again in Yarn. Yarn, my weekly podcast, and I'm here, Dr. Jyoti Kiran, for you, sharing my stories, experiences, thoughts with you all. Yarn. We are meeting in Yarn. And here is my latest story for you. Scent of Life. I was in Delhi attending a conference by Women's Commission. As it happens, in the international seminars and conferences, the lunch was arranged for delegates from different countries. It was a January afternoon in Delhi. An outdoor lunch was pleasing to eye, and I could tell the menu by sheer aroma. A family joke about me was that I half smelt and half ate my food, as I had great sense of smells. A gift to the pure souls in my mother's vocabulary. I sat on the round table with the Chinese delegation as I was looking forward to have an interactive discussion on the women's work in China. What Beijing had done post-Beijing platform was my curiosity. Many times, personal discussions are better than presentations. Actually, almost all the times, personal interactions are better. But this interaction was strange. One member from a Chinese labor organization suddenly excused herself. She was in chills and fevers and almost fainted before the kumb and gucci, an exquisite delicacy, was being served. Waitress took her to the bathroom, where she was extremely sick and was urgently taken to RML hospital. Next day, when I inquired about her, I learned that she had some kind of a viral infection and was taking a flight back home. Seriously? I thought. So this is what potent Indian flu does to Chinese. I couldn't help smiling. Little did I realize that time that it was my first exposure to COVID. Next few months went in confusion, fear, turmoil, helplessness, and lockdowns. Not essentially in the same order, but these emotions took turns and events kept happening. Time went as if into a loop. Prayers remained piled. Hearts remained empty and yet aching. But lockdowns came and went. I continued staying alone in a 300-yard double-story house. Domestic helps were not supposed to come, so much time went in household chores. Mind randomly moved between conspiracy theories, charity work, online meetings, seminars, and odd, unrecognized feelings. Yes, I'm talking about a single person's life during the lockdown. My parents, 87 and 84, stayed with me for most part of their lives, but with my brother during COVID lockdown, and stayed there only as he was better equipped to take care. At least he had two people at home, better than my situation, and as I was alone after my husband's death. And I was in a way grateful for that, as my mother was mostly bedridden. And thus, in order to help my brother, I would go to his place, cook, help, tend them, whatever way I could. I tried helping through the day. I took all necessary precautions, but had limited options to remain home and locked down. It was hardly an option when they needed me most, so I would go, stay with them, and come back in the evening. It was 3 a.m. at some November morning that my brother informed that my father needs to We rushed to the hospital. I resisted, as going to hospital was crazy. It was inviting COVID. But we had little choice. In a day, colonoscopy and endoscopy were done, and we came to know more about his fading appetite and amnesia, which we thought was just due to the imposed isolation. No, it wasn't. He was suffering from liver cancer and metastasis. We were told by the doctors to take him home, as nothing much was to be done. Home was our old place, as he only wanted to be there. A medical support team was arranged and family did opt for hospice. He was getting worse by day. Me and my brother would sit through nights and watch him fade. Fatigue took me completely when I felt feverish. I thought about COVID and called someone for collecting home sample. It was 5 in the evening next day when the mail popped. I did not check it at first, as I felt no urgency, but on a second thought, I thought I should, and I was COVID positive. I locked myself in my room and realized that my father was dying, and we were all exposed, as I was found positive. I don't remember next few days, as my father passed away that evening. I could not even attend the funeral. Fortunately, no one else was positive. Here I was, COVID positive with fever, congestion, and other symptoms without a single person in the house, where my father just passed away. My whole body was numb, so was my mind. Nothing looked real. I just wanted to hug my mother and console her. Death was not new to me. I'd lost my husband to cancer 3 years back. Then I had visited hospitals as people visit their workplace. It was so often, so regular. But death never seemed so cold, isolated, and lonely as it is appearing now. In the East, we dramatize death, and it is mourned long and collectively. People around you make death a shared vision, a shared sorrow. We learn to absorb it gradually at its own pace with rituals. Trust me, it makes sense. Trust me, as I've gone through this. They say it gets a village to raise a baby. Why don't they say it needs a town to absorb a death? Sometimes even a whole universe. I would sit in the empty room shivering with chills besides his empty bed. 2 days went by and my congestion increased. My only immediate family was my daughter, who was in Chicago, some 13,000 miles away. She could not be here if I died. She was pregnant, very pregnant, with gestational diabetes, and needed me more than I needed her at this point of time. We would do video calls, cry silently. I would not tell her about my CT score, and she would not tell me about her situation. Communication was silence. We just looked at each other. I knew I was slipping an infection. Next day that I experienced dropping oxygen levels, but strangely I lost all sense of smell. All sense of smell. Not almost, but all. I could not smell a thing. From alcohol to garlic, from vinegar to hing, from fennel to coffee, I couldn't smell my own breath. As if I was noseless. My sense of smell just died. That night, I was in sweats when I got up, and I could not breathe. I knew if I reached hospital, I would never return. Call it irrational fear. But I'm an economist. I thought I would only maximize within boundary conditions. My influential friends wanted me to stay in hospital and insisted. And they were right. No one fights COVID at home, alone. But I was adamant. I prayed incessantly, talked to my daughter and son-in-law, and read the older letters of Bill. Bill would write me every day, one mail a day from different time zone, balanced and caring. He supported me like family from 10,000 kilometers. In his 4 a.m. messages or mails, he would ask if my stomach was troubling me. I said no. He said nothing will happen to you. Speak to your doctor and start ivermectin. Oh, but I'm on steroids. Still, talk to your doctor. I trusted him and started ivermectin. I don't know what happened, but my health gradually started to improve. I don't know. I don't know what worked. Did you have your soup? Bill would ask. Yes. My old maid would make food at her own place and drop it on my doorstep. COVID could not infect her loyalty or my grit. I fought and fought hard. My artillery was limited. Some steroids and faith, some ivermectin and prayers, some zinc tablets and hope. And I survived. I survived. But could never smell anything ever again. The entire world of smells and aromas and fragrance was gone. As if I never had that faculty never existed in me. A few days later, I flew to New York after my test was negative. In quarantine in the USA, I would desperately try to sniff like a dog on alien smells. Something should click, something would click, I thought. I would cook for my very pregnant daughter and would never smell a thing. Rice would burn and someone else will yell and turn off the gas stove. I would never even appreciate the sharpest of smells. It felt crazy, as there was only one smell which seemed to be penetrating, all pervading, coming from everywhere, as if it was the regular smell of the world. Smell of burnt wood, charred wood, or maybe the smell of the pyre from a shmashan on which my husband and father were still there. Snow fell silently, and with that Meera came. It was a warm snow doll which I had made outside, and Meera exactly looked like that warm snow doll, with a small cute mouth, long fingers and eyelashes. Lakshmi was born, my mom said on a video call. We had seen life after years. Me and my daughter had seen death and smelt it in the hospital. The day Kishore died, whole night we both were there and both noticed a strange penetrating smell. Death smells, trust me. You just need strong receptors to sense it and smell it. Death smells. Meera was 2 months when my daughter and son-in-law's COVID vaccination appointment came. The vaccination for COVID, as you know, had essential reactions. We needed to stagger mine as we all can't be sick at the same time due to the baby. Someone needed to take care of Mira, so an optimal planning was done according to her timetable. So it was decided that Mira will co-sleep with me in her co-sleeper for coming 2 days. These people got severe reactions and were really sick. I was torn between my room, where Mira was, and the living room, where they both lay in high fever. Suddenly, I heard her crying. I tried pacifying her, but her gentle crying was converted into sharp screams. Baby screams. Have I hurt her by mistake? Or is she hungry? Has she sensed that she is away from her parents? Or is she colic? I had not held a baby in a long time. I was nervously pacing across the room to see if walking distracted her. Suddenly, our dog came and sat beside me near the rocking chair. I was impatient, worried, and tired, and now perplexed. What does he want? I'd fed him recently. Unknowingly, I sat on the rocking chair again. I was confused. What is he trying to convey? Intuitive and intelligent as he was, he would never signal something mundane or wrong. So what was it? What was it? He repeated, sniffing. What is he doing? Without realizing what I was doing, just like him, I started to smell baby's head. I felt the sweetest of the scent I could describe. I have attended aroma and perfume workshops in Dubai and elsewhere, enjoyed some of the best smells in the world, but I could not place or describe this smell of life. It was 2,000 lilies mixed with sandalwood and rain and roses. It was scent of life. My sense of smell could smell life again. I ran outside to smell snow-lit garden, inhaled hard as I could. No, I could not smell a thing. When running to the kitchen, I could not smell even garlic. I must be imagining or maybe hallucinating. I had read about brain fog, dead nerves, post-COVID. I knew they call people like us as long haulers. I was in tears. I went running to Mira again. She was sleeping calm in her bassinet. Her long eyelashes were shining in dim light too. My heart was pounding, racing. I picked her gently and held her head close to my nose. Yes, the smell was there. The fragrance was there. Everywhere. I could smell her. The mild, undefined scent of life. Sweet scent of life. It was in air everywhere. Unabated, unhindered, invincible scent of life.